Guys, the Leader Gouda YouTube's and Golo Kante. Sunday equals Q&A day, man. Thank you very much for the questions. Yeah, that's become somewhat of a ritual now, that for some weird reason. But let's crack on. Thank you for the questions. Like I said, if I've missed you out, apologies. I've tried. You've hit me up on Snapchat. You've got in the comments. You've got on Twitter. Those are the media channels to hit me up with the questions. Sundays and Fridays we do this. Fridays and Sundays, whichever way you want me to say it. I've said it now. Let's crack on. Let's not waste any more time, man. We've got some great questions. Let's start with Tariq, man. Shout out to Tariq. Best footballing side currently in the world. Well, I don't really... Best in the world... It's weird because, I mean, on one hand, you got... I mean, best in the world... Let's assuming we're focusing on Europe now, because obviously European focused game, and that typically you'd probably have to say Real Madrid because they hold the Champions League. At least, as long as they hold it, I know they might not retain it or they've not been in the best of form, but they hold that and they've retained it. So by that logic, then if you're talking about if you're talking about football and that. I've enjoyed. I don't really know for best, but I've enjoyed Napoli a lot this season. I've enjoyed Napoli. I've enjoyed Barcelona. Nowhere near previous Barcelona standards, but Barcelona, and it's Barcelona. So if you're gonna, in fact, even if you're gonna say best footballing club in the world, it's gonna be the Barcelonas and them sort of sides there. Especially in the last 15 minutes, they've been very entertaining to watch them. So I'd say Napoli. You've got to say Manchester City as well. In fact, probably Manchester City. If you're talking about attractive football and who's playing the best, I'd probably say Manchester City. Haven't they scored the most goals in Europe this year? Forgive me if I'm wrong about that, but it's just every player is doing dirt. You're seeing Sane savaged Arsenal and he's doing amazing. Sterling's been injured, but Sterling was in good form. Kevin De Bruyne, the engine man. Fernandinho when fit and doing his thing. Kyle Walker bombing down the right-hand side. Gundogan's a lovely footballer who goes under the radar, as does David Silva a lot. Terrific players, everybody just doing dirt. So I'd probably say I have a Manchester City. The football teams I've enjoyed watching, Manchester City, like I've said, City, I've enjoyed PSG, I've enjoyed Napoli, I've enjoyed Lyon, but I wouldn't say them for that. So yeah, I wouldn't put them in the same bracket, but I've enjoyed Liverpool. Certainly the attacking options, Salah, man, excellent finish and all of that, shout out to 31. But yeah, man, hopefully that answers your question. You've also got who would succeed the most and why? Lacazette at Liverpool, Firmino at Chelsea, Lukaku at Spurs, and Kane at United. Oh, I'd probably say Kane at United. Of just looking at that, I'd probably say Kane at United purely because I just think like if they didn't sign Lukaku and if Spurs weren't as competitive as they were, like if we went 10 years ago or whenever it was that Berbatov went United, Kane would probably be the one that them sort of teams there would be sniffing. Probably say Kane. I mean Kane, Alexis Sanchez, Lukaku, assuming you mean right now. If they can find some way to get a Martial, I know it's a lot of attackers there, but if they could get a way of doing something with that side and the right coach, I mean, them attackers there plus plus the man in question. Of course, it's no Manchester City, but on paper, them sort of attackers should be rivaling City for goals scored and attractive football and all of them sort of things there. So I'd say Kane. Lukaku, at the end of the day, he'll put the ball in the back of the net, so he'll score goals. He's always going to score goals, whether it's a dry patch or rough patch, and not scoring in against top six. All of these sort of things. At the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, he's shown in the Premier League season he's going to have a healthy return of 20+. So you probably got to hail up Lukaku. Firmino. To be honest, a player Chelsea, I like him, man. Yeah, they've got Pedro and Williams been in decent form. Chelsea fans, my friends included, give him a bit of a hard time. But I think Firmino will be a greasy player, man. Him and Hazard, they link up there, be getting goals. He's a false 9 as well up front. They need a presence up there, to be honest with you. I mean, they could play Morata around Firmino. Firmino would be a lovely player for any of the top 6 sides, to be honest. And he is a bit underrated, man. I know he might not. He is. Don't get me wrong. Firmino does have skills, and he's got all of these things, and he's got work rate. But and it's a bit harsh for me to say this, but he might not be the most eye-catching of player, but he really is underrated for me, to be honest with you. Lacazette at Liverpool. Probably Lacazette at Liverpool last. I think he'd score goals. I think Lacazette, out of all of them, purely because of I'm looking at the current context he's facing now, I think he'd score goals. I'm not too sure he'd fit into necessarily Klopp's style of play, though. But I think he'd score goals, and he's a good footballer. So on the basis that he's a good footballer, he'd link up well, and he'd probably be used in a different role. But I think he'd get a healthy return at Liverpool. but I think the other lot would be decent as well. That's another Arsenal striker. I think Aubameyang would be better at Liverpool, to be honest with you, because I know they've got Firmino and they've got these guys, but just imagine if you put Firmino slightly deeper, because you know Firmino's not selfish anyways. He'll share the workload through the middle and operate in other areas and this and that. Let's just say you do that and you added Aubameyang. Because of the way Liverpool like to press, all this heavy metal thing of Klopp, Aubameyang's up that street, innit? Arsenal very patient, and you're seeing Aubameyang pay for it, and like I said, when he was fit, there's no real direct balls. Liverpool, obviously they do the patient thing from time to time, but 9 times out of 10, they're trying to counter-attack, they're trying to hit that. So imagine Salah, Aubameyang, and all these other guys. So I think he'd be a good fit there, but good question, bro. Alright, Starman asks this, have you watched the Daredevil series? To be honest with you, I've watched Black Panther and a couple Marvel things, but I'm not really on the comics or them sort of series sort of thing, so no, my bro. DMN9 asks this, how's your Sunday League team going? He's obviously talking about the wrong end. I'm injured, so I ain't played for a minute, but last time I played, we were like, what, 5th? Decent. We got a cup final coming up in May, so it's decent times. Hopefully I'm fully fit and I can do my thing, but shout out to the wrongins, man. So yeah. Stefan Zine, I butchered your name. I'm just going to call you Steph, man. My bad. Well put, DG. Another steep learning curve for Chambers. He's much more adept at fullback, though, it would seem. From memory, he played right back for Southampton. Yeah, initially he came through. He got his opportunities in the first team at fullback. He came through. He played all about the place. Youth team days, he's played central midfield. He's played on the flanks. Obviously, you're seeing now being converted into a centre half, and he slotted in like he said at right back. So he's had a lot of an education and a taste of a lot of things. What he hasn't done since, ironically, the Borough loan is a consistent run in the side. In fact, tell a lie, his first season at Arsenal, he got a lot of football. What he hasn't had is a consistent run in the side and actually being coached, because he's making the same mistakes and he doesn't have a defensive bone in his body at times, it appears. So yeah, the fullback thing, I think he's got nightmares ever since, sadly, what happened to him against Swansea. But yeah, bro. Main man Uber asks, do you think Gab Jesus could be one of the best forwards in the world/league? Of course, man. I do think he's got a lot of ability, and I do think, considering the likes of Sane and all these other great attacking players, City have some that don't even make the pitch, I think Gab goes under the radar. He's had injuries, but he scores goals. A lot of poaching finishes. I do think some of his ability could do a bit more. He could actually, I think personally, I don't know if it makes sense, but I think he needs to do that Cornavold, that grabbing the ball from deep and driving through players. I think he can go up a lot of levels, because he's a serious player, and you guys know how I stay with Brazil, so I want to see him come up a long way. I do believe he could be one of the best in the world/the league, bro. I share that opinion. Cyrus Man United FC, or MUFC better yet, asks, you have a Jamaican background, don't you, or Trinidad? Yes, bro, Jamaica and Barbados, so a Caribbean background, English born. So yeah, that answers your question. Mr. Will Grigg, fantastic guy, man. He's always consistent asking questions. Shout out to you, man. With well, he's got Will Grigg as his DP on YouTube. He's always in the comments saying things, man. He's funny. He's asked, should we get Neglersman, I can't say that name. The young German guy at Hoffenheim, I believe. Is it Hoffenheim? Yeah, it is Hoffenheim. Liverpool took them out, innit? As a replacement manager for Wenger. But on the basis of the philosophy, the young players, he's young himself. Munich are chasing him, so he can't be a half bad. And the way football is going, you're seeing Pep. There's talk of Arteta getting a job one day somewhere. Xabi Alonso wants to come into football. There's talk of Henry. Pep Guardiola's not that old. Zidane. We're moving Eddie Howe, even though obviously he ain't won stuff, but you get what I mean. It's a sort of a young manager's game. We're moving from like the 50, no disrespect, but like the 40, late 40s, well, they are in their late 40s, but the 50, 60 plus year old tracksuit sort of manager, suit sort of manager. Now we're seeing it's all about Stone Island, and if it's tracksuits, it's the tight tracksuits and the Gillettes and stuff. So with that in mind, surely this could be an avenue we go down, to be honest with you. He must know what Arsenal's about, and any manager worth their weight in gold would clearly want to manage Arsenal, regardless of how they are and the toxic stuff that surrounds the club. Let's be honest with you. So yeah, you've got another question as well. Should we go for Savic? He's obviously speaking of the Lazio one, or should we go for him, bro? No, I've butchered your question. You did not say that. What club should go for Savic, though? What club should Savic sign for? Should he stay at Lazio? And how much would it cost to take him away from Lazio? Well, his agent said he's better than Paul Pogba. You're seeing links of 100 million plus, and apparently an unnamed club has bidded for that. I don't know if it's true. I just saw it on Twitter. But based on the way football's going and his potential and how good he can be, you probably say 100+ million. If I had my way and I was trying to bid, You try to come in there with a 40, try to get it done around there. Add-ons might take it above that. But it's looking like a madness for him. But he is a terrific player and he would probably be worth it. He's got age and time on his side and he's a good player now. He can go up several levels with the right coaching. So he'd be a great player, man. Butchered your question, but let's move on. Lastly, we've got thoughts on Denzel Dumfries. Seems like a quality right back, has been outstanding this season. Looks like a bargain Arsenal should go for. What's the team he plays for? I can't remember the team's name, but I swear that Chelsea loanee tried to pull him in the balls or grab his balls or something. He got banned for that. He's all right, man. He's a steady Eddie. He's decent going forward. Can improve a bit on his concentration. I need to watch him a bit more. But he looks decent, to be honest with you. And if you've clearly watched him more than me, and if you reckon he's good enough, then who am I to disagree with you, bro? But guys, Deluded Guna, YouTube's N'Golo Kante, man. Thank you for the Q&A questions, man. It's meant a lot. Get in the comments with some more questions. Friday we go again. Yeah, obviously this is shot before you're waking up to this, so I'd like to think Arsenal beat Brighton, but it's away from home. Brighton probably smack us up, but yeah, Deluded, I'm out. Get in the comments, subscribe and do the rest, man. Thank you for watching. It means the world.